Hello guys, hi, welcome back to my channel. So I'll be making this attachment into this wig. This can be called attachment and it can also be called extension. So this is a crochet method and you want to buy this net wig cap. Just tell them you want to buy net wig cap. It's easier to find than the normal Domex cap or spandex or dome cap. So now I'm doing this chalk method and I'm using 2 fingers. Of course, if you want it to be fuller, you can use just 1 finger. I believe 1 finger it's even finer than this 2 fingers, because at the end of the day I had to unravel my curls in order to make it fuller. So what you want to do is do 2 fingers at the 3 bottom lines, then you do 1 finger at the front row. I mean, after the 3 or 2 bottom lines, then the other ones you can do 1 finger. As a matter of fact, you can even do half a finger. That way it will be very full. And this is an attachment. This is a very light extension, so it's not heavy at all. I mean, it's so light that I could literally use 5 packs of attachments without even feeling anything. So guys, I had to zoom in this part so that you can see. Mind you, this net is not as big as this. I mean, this O in the net is because it's zoomed in. This is why it's big. So you want to use this small crochet pin. I have the big one, but it's not fitting in the cap, hence why I'm using the small one. So you just want to do it like you're ventilating a less closure, if you know that, but this is more easier. And also, side notes guys, you want to sit down so that you'll be comfortable, or if you don't have leg pains, then of course you can stand up. But as time went by, I had to sit down because this was long after crocheting and every other thing that comes next. So guys, I forgot to mention that when you're taking your needle to the net, you want to take about 5 or 6 or 7 or even more of that line. When you're doing it, you understand what I mean. This is why I slow down this part. This O, you want to put in your needle, right? Then when you're taking it out back, when you're just the way I'm doing here, then you want to feed in like about 6 to 7 O's, because by the time you are bringing out that attachment, some of that line might cut off. So but if you, okay, for example, now if you're doing one line and it's cut off, then that means there's no line to hold the air. But if you take in like 5, even if you're using like 5 or 6, there's a probability that it won't even cut off at all because it is thick already. I hope you understand. If you don't understand, please comment in the commenting section and I'll write it out that way. So like I was saying, if you're using like 6 lines or more than 6 lines, this will give you that strength to grip. Do you get? So but depending on how light or how heavy you are dragging it, so some might cut, because when I was tired and I was just fasting and rushing and just dragging it, then like 1 or 2 will eventually cut, no matter how smart you even think you are. That is just the truth in it. So you want to take in about 5 or more of the thread. Please guys, if you're watching to this part, please subscribe to my channel, like, comment, and please watch some of my videos. I have a very detailed hair video and this is a top watch. I mean, at this moment I'm making this voiceover, I already have 10K views in 2 months of uploading that video. So that is something you definitely want to watch. You don't want to miss it. It's a very, very beautiful video. Guys, one thing I want to say is I left this ear part slash front side, this thicker black side that you're seeing, because it was so hard for me to do. So I went back later when I was done. But if you are not too tired like I was, yeah, you can just do it at once. So better to just do it first instead of going back, because this part and the front neck part was very, very hard. I mean, I believe it was in the video. I'm not so sure. So, and also, if you already know how to make this part, you can just forward this video to where you want to watch, which is the straw method and everything. I don't know how I lost the clip of when I was showcasing, or rather introducing, the equipment I was using in this video, which is the straw, the crochet, my attachment, nets, everything, and where I cut the attachment. I actually divided my attachment into 3 parts, and I fingered it out, applied, I brushed it, and I applied shea butter. If you have any other good moisturizer, you can use it. As a matter of fact, you can use hair cream, but I love to use shea butter because this is an organic moisturizer. So that's why I was using shea butter for this. But of course, you have every option. You can use anything you want to use. So now this last part, please do not skip it. Please, please, and please do not skip it at all. Because one, this is in the front, and two, this is a very thick part of the wig. So you want to make sure you filled it in. As a matter of fact, you can even do 2 parts instead of the normal one part. So you want to make sure you fill every line in that place. Then this is the front. I said it was hard. Looking from this camera, you can see how tiny the net is compared to the back net. One. Then secondly, it has this lace rolls styles and co. You want to make sure you feed air in some places of that lace as well. So this is why it was so hard. And when feeding it in this the rose part, you can just take in like 3 O's. That's even if you can get that 3 O's at the time, because I mean it was very, very hard, but you want to try. But the other net, then you want to definitely get in like 6 or even more, because this is very, very tiny compared to the back. So that being said, guys, I think I'll have to leave you to watch this video, because I don't want people to come and start saying I talk too much. Please, if you don't like the way I talk on my video, there's a mute option. All you just have to do is reduce the volume of your phone or laptop or wherever you're watching from, so that you will not hear my voice. But if you're on my channel, then you definitely want to hear my voice. I don't know why people don't want to hear other people's voice. What's the problem? I don't understand. I had to be deleting some comments. It got to a point I started reporting some coming to my channel and telling me I talk too much. I should reduce the way. Excuse me. So for the front, remember I said I cut my attachments into three parts. So this front, I'm just taking in one and I'll divide it into two. If I need again, I'll do the same. I'm just doing it little by little. This is because I want that front part to be short as we are making fringe. Of course, you can just use this all attachments, and when you are done, you trim it out. But I don't want that trim looking part I see on other people. I want it to be like a natural coil, if that makes sense. So I just do it and cut it. If your attachment is short already, then no need to cut it. But because my attachment is long, that's why I cut it. And I just do like two lines. Then the third line, you can use the normal attachment. And if you still have the small one, oh well, are good. Now for the straw method, you just want to put in your straw, then just make a twist with it, just like you do with your bending rollers or your coiling, or anything you want to coil. Initially I thought I would leave this video and not do voiceover, but then again I thought some people might really need it. Everybody are not so rude. So just twist it and make sure it's tight. Then you clip in the mouth, the first mouth to the second mouth of the straw. Just fold it a bit, just fold one part, then put it inside. Then that way it's secured. So I do about 3 or 4 or even 6 attachments together, then make the coils, so that this way I don't waste my straw. One, then two, to save me time instead of doing the one or two. So you can, as a matter of fact, you can do 10 depending on how big your extension is. And again, I went into feeding some parts that I see that the space is just too big. So this is why, or rather this was why I said you can just do the one hand method instead of you going back like I did. This was my first time doing this. So if there's any mistake I made here, I'll definitely say it to you so that you won't make that same mistake. And please guys, if you do this method, please comment, let me know how it works out for you, so I can help other people too, and they can know how truthful I am in my video. Thank you, and I want to appreciate you if you're watching to this period. Thank you very much. God bless you. So now I put it here and add in hot water. This water was not so hot, so I had to remove it and boil another water. You want a very, very boiling water. So this is it, and this water was very hot that I could not even use everything. I had to use little. And this is, if you watch that my other video, you see that one we had to like spread it to sun dry for about 2 days. But this one you don't want to let it dry before unraveling the curls, just like you would do with your normal braiding extension. When you braid and you want to do like coil at the tip of the attachment or your braiding. So this is it. I make sure I unravel it before it dries, and if there's any hard part, you just want to dip it in that hot water and it will easily come out. This is why you have to use a very, very hot water. Aside from the fact that it will literally make or break the curls, it will also help you to let it loosen easily. And if there's anyone that is giving a problem, just cut the straw. I mean, at first I thought this straw would be useful, but now I see it can't be useful because it's shrinked already. Man, look at that beautiful coils. I mean, if you make it so big, you can just leave these coils like this. If you want to sell it, then when you get to your client, she can then unravel it herself. But I think if you want to see that one, you can just comment. Then I'll do like a big course. Then I'll leave it like that. So let me know if you want to see it. Just comment in the commenting section. Then I'll do it, and what color I should do, or I should just do any color. But just let me know if you want. So this is it. I removed you remember we made about 6 or 5 or 3 together. So now I'm removing it. If there's anyone that's giving problem, just dip it in the hot water. I mean, this water was just burning my hands anyhow. And if there's anyone that is tangled at the tip, which it can hardly tangle, but of course this is attachment, so just cut it off a little bit like a snip at the bottom. Then after I unravel it, some that are big, I just removed it, and this is the end of the video.